Welcome to Rocky Mountain National Park, one of the most stunning national parks in the entire USA. Whether you're visiting for jaw-dropping mountain views, peaceful alpine lakes, or epic wildlife encounters, this national treasure offers something for everyone. In this travel guide, I'll be taking you through my top 10 best things to do and see in Rocky Mountain National Park. And be sure to stick around till the end as I'll share some travel tips and advice to make your visit even better. Let's get started. First, let's talk about the park's two main roads, Trail Ridge Road and Bear Lake Corridor Road. Trail Ridge Road stretches nearly 48 miles from Estes Park on the east side to Grand Lake on the west side, crossing the Continental Divide and climbing over 12,000 feet in elevation. It's the highest continuous paved road in North America and offers jaw-dropping views of alpine tundra, wildflower meadows, and glacier-carved valleys. This dramatic route is typically open from late May through mid-October, depending on weather conditions. On the east side of the park, closer to Estes Park, is where you will find Bear Lake Road Corridor area, which is a much shorter drive but equally iconic at about 10 miles long, leading to some of the most popular trailheads and alpine lakes in the park, which I'll talk about more in this video. It's the main gateway to the park's heavily visited eastern section and can be very busy during peak months. Together, these two roads provide the best access to Rocky Mountain National Park's most stunning landscapes. But stay tuned later in this video as I'll share more roads and areas you must check out. Let's start with some of the areas on the Bear Lake Road. If you're dreaming of crystal clear alpine lakes, lace up your hiking boots and head to the Bear Lake Trailhead, located at the very end of Bear Lake Road. This trailhead gives you access to some of the most iconic and accessible alpine lakes in Rocky Mountain National Park. For a shorter, easier option, start with the Bear Lake Loop. It's a flat 0.6-mile trail that circles the lake. It's perfect for all ages and skill levels, offering postcard-worthy views of Hallett Peak reflecting in the still mirror-like water. But if you're up for a bit more of adventure, don't stop there. I highly recommend continuing on the Emerald Lake Trailhead, which is 3.2 miles round trip with about 650 feet of elevation gain. This moderate hike rewards you with 3 more alpine lakes. First is Nymph Lake, which is often filled with lily pads. Then comes Dream Lake, known for its stunning mountain reflection and peaceful vibe. And finally, at the end of the trail, you'll reach Emerald Lake, tucked beneath towering cliffs and snowfields. A true gem of a hike and one of the most breathtaking spots in the entire park. It's a trail that delivers big on scenery, but it's relatively short time on your feet. Another must visit along the Bear Lake Road is Sprague Lake, a peaceful, scenic spot that's perfect for a relaxing stroll and has picnic areas. A flat 0.5-mile loop trail circles the lake that offers some picturesque mountain reflections shimmering off the water. This trail is wheelchair and stroller friendly, making it a great choice for families, visitors of all ages, or anyone looking for an easy walk with a big scenic payoff. Plus, it's not as busy as the lakes at the Bear Lake Trailhead. Now let's talk about some must-see stops along Trail Ridge Road. To make planning your visit easier, I'm going to walk you through each must-see stop in order, starting from the Estes Park side, going all the way towards Grand Lake. As you begin your journey on Trail Ridge Road, there are 3 major overlook areas that you don't want to miss. First up is the Many Parks Curve Overlook. This is one of the first major pull-ups as you ascend into the high country, and it offers sweeping views of several of the park's regions at once. It's a fantastic introduction to the massive scale of the park. Next, you don't want to miss the Rainbow Curve Overlook. Located at about 10,800 feet above elevation, this overlook gives you a dramatic view down into Horseshoe Park. The contrast between the forested slopes and the open tundra is especially beautiful here. And the third overlook you don't want to miss is Forest Canyon Overlook. This one's truly a showstopper. Perched at over 11,700 feet above elevation, you'll be treated to panoramic views across Forest Canyon, which offers deep glacial valleys carved between rugged peaks. You'll find interpretive signs along the short paved trail here explaining how glaciers shape this landscape. Your next must-see stop along Trail Ridge Road is the Alpine Visitor Center, sitting at a breathtaking 11,796 feet above elevation. This makes it the highest elevation visitor center in the entire U.S. park system. This is the perfect place to take a break, warm up, and soak in the high alpine atmosphere. Inside, you'll find some educational exhibits, a gift shop with souvenirs, and a cafe where you can grab a hot drink or bite to eat. And here's a little tip: do not miss their fresh baked cinnamon rolls. They are legendary among the visitors and absolutely worth the stop. Outside, you can stretch your legs on the Alpine Ridge Trail, also known as Huffer's Hill, a 0.6-mile round-trip hike that, while short, packs a punch due to the thin air and steep incline. But once you reach the top, you'll be rewarded with 360 views of the surrounding mountains, tundra, and deep valleys. After visiting the Alpine Visitor Center, you'll begin your descent into the park's quieter west side towards Grand Lake. This side of Rocky Mountain National Park has a completely different vibe. It's lush, peaceful, and far less crowded than the eastern side, making it the perfect place to slow down and soak in the scenery. One of my favorite things to do in this area is have a picnic by the Colorado River. There are plenty of scenic pull-offs and designated picnic areas here where you can stop, unpack a lunch, and simply enjoy the sounds of nature all around you. And this part of the park is also prime spots for moose sightings, so keep your camera ready, and who knows, you may even end up having lunch with a moose like we did once. Now, let's head back to the east side of the park, but where you'll find some more hidden gems just off of Old Fall River Road, with the first stop here being Horseshoe Falls. This beautiful cascade is just a short, easy walk from the alluvial fan trailhead, making it a perfect quick stop for families. The waterfall tumbles down a rugged rock face, creating a wide fan-shaped flow. It's also one of the few spots in the park where you can get up and close to a waterfall without doing a long hike, making it both scenic and convenient. And now let's talk about Old Fall River Road. For a more rugged and historic experience, you can take this drive as it was the park's original auto route that was completed in 1920. However, unlike the wide paved Trail Ridge Road, this is a narrow one-way gravel road that winds its way uphill for 11 scenic miles. As you climb, you'll pass through dense evergreen forest, past a cascading waterfall, and sweeping alpine meadows, all while navigating a series of tight switchbacks that slowly lead you to the tree line. Eventually, Old Fall River Road reconnects to Trail Ridge Road right by the Alpine Visitor Center, making it a perfect route for those seeking a quieter, off-the-beaten-path drive with stunning views and fewer crowds. Just make sure your vehicle is suited for gravel and you're comfortable taking on some hairpin turns. And number 9, if you're looking for a longer, more challenging hike that showcases the dramatic beauty of the Rockies, Chasm Lake is hands down one of my personal favorite hikes in the park. The trailhead is located just south of Estes Park on County Road 7. This 8.5-mile round-trip hike begins at the Longs Peak trailhead and climbs steadily through pine forest, alpine tundra, rugged terrain, and you gain about 2,500 feet in elevation. Along the way, you'll pass beautiful wildflowers in the summer, tons of flowing waterfalls, and even enjoy views of Longs Peak along the hike, which is the park's most iconic 14,000-foot mountain towering above you. The final stretch of the hike includes a rock scramble, but once you reach Chasm Lake, you'll understand why it's worth every step. The lake rests in a dramatic glacial basin tucked beneath the vertical cliffs of Longs Peak. The turquoise water and high alpine setting make this one of the most breathtaking spots in the park. This trail is best for experienced hikers and those acclimated to higher elevations, but if you're up for the challenge, Chasm Lake offers one of the most unforgettable backcountry experiences in Rocky Mountain National Park. And last but not least, one of my favorite times to be in the park is during elk bugling season. If you visit in September or early October, you are in for something unforgettable. Head to Marine Park or Horseshoe Park around sunrise or sunset, and you'll likely witness bulls competing for mates. Letting out eerie, echoing calls as they herd their cows. It's wild nature at its finest and one of the most unique fall shows. Alright, so now that I went through all 10 of the best things to do and see in Rocky Mountain National Park, I want to share some tips with you to help you prepare for your trip to this beautiful national park. First, let's talk about timed entry. From late May through mid-October, the park operates on a timed entry reservation system, and trust me, it's essential to plan ahead. There are 2 types of permits. One includes access to the Bear Lake Corridor, which is the most popular area. You must have a permit if you're looking to enter between 5 a.m. and 6 p.m., and the other permit covers the rest of the park, which a permit is required if you're planning to enter between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. But here's a helpful tip. If you didn't get a timed entry reservation or just want to avoid the hassle altogether, you can still visit the park. Timed entry permits are only required between the time frames I mentioned. That means you are free to enter the park before or after those time windows without a reservation. However, if that seems a little bit too early for you, just remember spots fill up very quickly, so be sure to check out recreation.gov well in advance and reserve your pass online. While Rocky Mountain National Park is open year-round, not all roads are, and Trail Ridge Road is one of them. This road typically closes from mid-October till Memorial Day due to heavy snowfall. Being in the mountains, road conditions can change rapidly, so always be sure to check the official park site for current road status before you visit. Rocky is home to elk, moose, bighorn sheep, black bears, marmots, and more. And while I Wildlife sightings are one of the best highlights of any visit. That said, please remember to keep a safe distance, at least 120 feet from bears and moose and 75 feet from other animals. Never feed animals and always observe respectively. Now, while there isn't grizzly bears in the park, there are black bears, and while encounters are rare in Rocky Mountain National Park, it's still a smart idea to be prepared, especially if you're hiking in remote, densely wooded areas. Carrying bear spray is a good safety precaution. Just make sure you have it easily accessible in your pack and that you know how to use it before hitting the trail. I've linked the bear spray that we use and carry on all our hikes in the video description below, so check it out if you're interested. Weather in the mountains can change very quickly, even in the summer, so this is a reminder to always bring layers, including a rain jacket, a hat, and warm clothing if you're heading into the higher elevations like Trail Ridge Road. Afternoon storms are very common, so try to hit the trails early in the day so you don't get caught in the rain. I've linked all my favorite hiking gear in the description below if you're interested. Being in Rocky Mountain National Park means you are at high altitude, so drink lots of water, take breaks, and give yourself time to adjust, especially if you're coming from sea level. Altitude sickness is no joke and can sneak up quickly even on experienced hikers. And last but not least, yet very important, please help preserve the beauty of this park by staying on the trails, packing out all your trash, and respecting nature and wildlife. Let's keep it wild and beautiful for all and leave no trace. And that's a wrap. Thanks so much for joining me on this tour of Rocky Mountain National Park. I hope this travel guide gave you some inspiration and helpful tips for planning your adventure here. Be sure to check out the description of this video for links to the gear we use, hikes mentioned, and park resources to make your visit even smoother. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more national park guides. Also, I'd love to hear from you, so be sure to drop a comment below on what you're most excited to see in this park, or share one of your favorite spots in Rocky Mountain National Park. Until next time, happy trails and safe travels.